Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel, and today I am going to be giving you a look, this look to be specific, obviously. And obviously if you've been watching my channel, you know that I have enough eyeshadows already. If you haven't seen it yet, I will link down below my entire eyeshadow collection. This particular look is using a palette not included in that video. I've purchased it since then. So if you would like to either chit chat, just hang out and get ready with me, or you're eating, chilling, hanging out, looking for content to watch, or if you want to try to recreate this look with me, keep on watching. Okay, so here is the palette that we are using today to get the look that you guys just saw in the intro. I will leave a list down below in the description of everything else that is on my face currently before I started filming this portion of the video. So this is the Morphe 39S Such a Gem palette. A few things about this: it has 39 shades, and it has a combination of mattes, shimmers, metallics, and glitter finishes. Now you might want to know that this not only has eyeshadow but also pressed pigments. So in case you don't know, pressed pigments are considered unsafe for the eyes. A lot of palettes use them and I've never had issues with them, but technically based on whatever process they have to go through to get those approved for cosmetics, they're not technically approved for the eyes. So just want to let you guys know that in case you're uncomfortable with it. So here's what the palette looks like on the inside. This is actually the first Morphe palette I've ever purchased that is not a collaboration. I've got Morphe Jaclyn Hill, I've got Morphe Manny MUA, I've got Morphe Jeffree Star, but I have never gotten just a Morphe palette. This one struck my eye because of the purple shades in it. This palette is in sight on the Morphe website. It's currently $35. It's also sold at Ulta, but if you've watched my channel before, you know we don't pay full price here. So part of the reason I got this palette was because I have had my eye on it for at least 6 months now. I'm not exactly sure the exact date it came out, but I did not want to spend $35 for a palette, and Morphe does do sales pretty regularly. So I was able to pick this up for $22 when they were having a sale. So if you'd like to get this specific tutorial, it's not on sale right now, but they have sales pretty frequently. If you don't want to buy this palette, there are a lot of similarities with other palettes out there, so you can still go ahead and follow along with this tutorial and just find similar or like shades to use for your look. One thing about this palette, unlike most of my other ones, I think the Jaclyn Hill one doesn't have a mirror, but the Manny and Jeffree collabs do. So there's no mirror up here, which that doesn't bother me, but this kind of does. So none of the shade names are here. They're all on this plastic insert. So I think what I'm going to do, and what I've seen some people do, I've only used this a couple times yet, so I haven't yet, is actually tape this to the top. That way I have all the shades up here as I'm using it down here, and I can still get into it and not just, every time be like, let's see, what shade is it? Okay, now I'll use it. Now wait, what shade is this next one? That's annoying as someone who's trying to film and tell you guys fill names. So here's a little bit of a better look at the palette here. You can see I've stuck my fingers into it to swatch around a little bit, but most of the pans are similar sizes, but the middle, which are more of like the glitter topper shades, those pan sizes are actually bigger than all the rest. And I like the fact that we've got some cool tones, some warm tones, some reds, some purples, some deeper darker blacks, some neutrals mixed in. There's even on this side, these are kind of like lavender-esque, so a lot of things that you can do with this one palette. So I've actually been playing a lot more with cool tones in my looks lately. Normally I am a warm brown copper eye kind of gal. But lately I've just really been liking cool tones. So we're going to start with that today. Just go ahead and take any sort of fluffy crease brush. I'm taking my Morphe M433. This is going to sound like a sponsored Morphe ad video because I'm like using all this Morphe stuff, but I didn't use anything Morphe on the rest of my face. It's really not. I truly wish it was sponsored. That would be amazing. But, you know. So I'm going to start with the shade Posh Boss. And it's a cool toned, I don't know if you want to call it a mauve or what. And I have already primed my eyelids as well, just to let you guys know. I'm going to take that pretty high up here. So I'm basically going for like a neutral, cool toned eye look. But then I'm going to do a really bold pop of color for the liner. By the way, you guys, yesterday, I know it might be like 2 days ago on the day I actually put this up, but I finally hit 100 subscribers and I'm so excited about that. Like, I screenshotted it and sent it to so many people and like tweeted it and was just like, oh my gosh, it finally happened. It felt like I was stuck at the same number forever, and then yesterday all of a sudden I had like 5 people and was like, oh, we made it. I mean, like, I woke up this morning and like was past 100 and was like, oh my gosh, it's everything. So I have made Wesley aware that we have hit 100. So his deal with me, if you're a new subscriber here, was that when I hit 100 subscribers, that he would film with me and let me paint his nails. So when I hit 50 subscribers, we did kind of like a Q&A with sheet masks on our faces. If you haven't seen that video yet, I'll link it down below. So as you can see, I've built up this cool tone quite a bit. Let me actually zoom you guys in so you can see this a little better. Okay, there we go. So you can see I've built this cool tone up quite a bit in the crease. It looks a little wild right now, I know, because I've got like a full beat on the rest of my face, so it looks a little insane, but trust the process, it will be better. Next, I'm going in with the shade Super Swanky, and I'm just using the same exact brush, and I'm gonna go at the bottom of that first cool tone shade and just kind of blend it more under my crease, but kind of blend the corner of it into that first shade. Now you guys might have noticed I really blended that first shade almost all the way up to the eyebrow. I have really hooded eyes, so I like to play with a lot of shadow in this area above my actual eyelid, just because when I open my eyes, I mean, you can only see this very tiny little sliver of my actual eyelid. So playing with colors and shadows up here makes it so that when I open my eyes, you can still see all of my hard application and work. So if you have similar eyes to me, that could be helpful for you. If you don't, well, you suck, because you don't have to deal with getting around it, but you know, you don't have to deal with that. So it's for my people to know. Okay, and then on the actual lid, I'm still doing this all with that same M433 brush, guys. I'm going to go in with Fame Game. I'm using all matte shades today just because I want this liner I go in after this to really be electrifying and pop and stand out. And I think if any of them are shimmery or metallic, it's going to detract from the boldness of the last shade that I'm going to put in here. So I'm using that same shade across the whole lid, but I'm really trying to concentrate it here on the outer third and build it up more there, and then sweep in the rest just to give it a little bit of dimension and depth. And then I'm going to go back in with Super Swanky just to make sure that doesn't get lost in the actual crease. So guys, if you wanted to, truly, you could do mascara, or if you wanted to really go for it, you could do regular liner and a lash and all of that and just call it a day here. I'm gonna do a little bit on the lower lash line and then do that bold pop that's totally optional. For the lower lash, I'm going in with the M152. I'm going again with Fame Game just on the outer third here. That's gonna get connected to the top just so it looks cohesive. It's okay if you have a little bit of a line here. It might look kind of harsh, but that's gonna get covered with that bright color that we're about to apply on the top lash. So again, if you don't want to do any sort of wing or extreme top lash look, then you can just either not do the lower lash line, or you could just do it on the lower third without extending it out. But I'm using that line as kind of a guide for where that wing is going to go on the top. In the middle of my under eye, I'm going back in with Super Swanky, what we had put on the crease. And then just so that it looks right, we're gonna go in with Posh Boss, that first cool tone shade. And Posh Boss is just going over top of that as well in the inner 2/3. All right, so here can be the scary part with color. So we're gonna be really careful to do this. We don't want any fallout. If you're worried about this, you could always do this eye look first before the rest of your complexion. I'm gonna take an M410. It's a really flat brush. And I'm going into Amethyst Awe. This is a very, very bright purple, and it is metallic. So I'm saturating the brush with that and then using that line that we had made with the underneath color, using that as a guide, stamping that. So I am gonna make it a little more intense in a minute, but I'm gonna start small and build because it's easier to make it bigger than it is if you go too big and you can't go back. And I'm gonna take that same brush and just put this all along the upper line. All right, now because this is metallic, it's not showing up quite as much as I would have liked. If you have an eyeliner that's kind of like maybe one of the NYX Vivid Brights or something like that, it might be better. I'm gonna try wetting this brush with setting spray with this metallic on it to see if that gives us any more oomph. Okay, yes, putting setting spray and dampening that definitely made the formula a lot more creamy and gel-like, which is what I want in this scenario. Okay, and here is a close-up of what that looks like. Now, obviously, it still looks slightly odd. This is definitely one of those looks that without lashes looks crazy, okay? So we are gonna go ahead and curl the lashes next. I don't know how you guys feel about curling lashes. Let me know in the comments below. It terrifies me, honestly, but I do notice a difference when I do it. My lashes curl pretty well normally. It's really just out here on the corner. I have a few that want to droop. So I try to make sure I get those in without clamping my actual eyelid. That's the trick, y'all. All right, lashes are curled. I'm gonna try going in with the mascara I've really been liking lately, just to see if it does the trick on its own. If not, we'll apply falsies. This is the Tarth Man Eater mascara. Girl, who needs a lash when you have natural good lashes and some mascara? Y'all see that? So here is the eye with the mascara. And obviously you can put a lash on if you don't have nice lashes. Sorry, not brag. I sound like I'm bragging, like I have the best lashes in the world. But see how it just looks kind of crazy over here in like purple smear? And here you can really see it's the wing peeking out from behind the lashes. So you can add a lash if you want. You don't have to, but you need mascara. But I also would say if you're gonna put on a lash, don't put on one that's too heavy. Look for one that's more wispy, because if it's too heavy, you're gonna cover up all of that purple line that you worked. And the whole point of this look is to have a little bit of that peeking out and be the pop of color. I personally don't have one, or I would totally use it, but I also think if you put more of a light or white colored eye pencil in the waterline, that could help. I'm gonna try to put mascara on my lower lashes just to make this pop a little bit more. Pray for me because I basically have no little lashes on the bottom. Well, that is all for today, guys. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial, and even if you're not doing the specific makeup look, maybe you got ready with me. Hope you're using this time to have fun, experiment with your makeup, do things outside of your comfort zone. That's what I'm trying to do. If you're not already, please click the subscribe button for more content like this. And if you're already subscribed, you can click the bell if you want notifications every time I upload on Wednesdays and Sundays. If you like this video, make sure you give it a thumbs up. That helps YouTube to know to circulate it and that it is a good video to suggest to more people. A big shout out to everybody again for helping me reach 100 subscribers, and I can't wait to keep making more content for you all. Bye!